9 days. That's how long it took for $32 billion to turn into nothing. This was the second largest crypto exchange on Earth. Its founder shook hands with presidents and movie stars. Then in November 2022, it vanished. Not to a hack, but to a single lie hiding in plain sight. The strange part? The money didn't disappear. It was never really there. To understand how the smartest man in the room fooled everyone, including himself, you have to start with a number he invented. By the end of this story, that man will be sentenced to 25 years in prison and ordered to forfeit $11 billion. But in the spring of 2022, Sam Bankman-Fried was the most trusted man in crypto. That's the trick of every collapse. It looks impossible, right up until it looks inevitable. He looked nothing like a billionaire. Rumpled shorts, a beanbag for a bed, an old Corolla. A physics graduate from MIT who'd promised to give his entire fortune away. The press called it effective altruism. They called him the J.P. Morgan of crypto. In 3 years, the company he built, FTX, was worth $32 billion. A Super Bowl ad, his name on a Miami arena. Investors didn't just trust him, they competed to give him money. But two companies that should never have touched were quietly becoming one, and the glue between them was a coin Sam printed himself. Beside FTX sat a second firm, a trading shop called Alameda Research. And on Alameda's books was a fortune built on FTT, a token FTX created out of thin air. Real collateral is supposed to be something you can't simply invent. Theirs was money they could print. On November 2nd, a single news report lit the fuse. A leaked balance sheet revealed how much of Alameda rested on that invented coin. 4 days later, the most powerful man in crypto, the head of rival exchange Binance, announced he was selling every FTT token he owned. Confidence is a kind of spell, and the spell broke. Customers rushed for the exits, billions in withdrawals in a matter of days. And that's when the truth surfaced. FTX couldn't pay. The customer money wasn't in the vault. Prosecutors would later say it had been funneled to Alameda to cover its losing bets. Roughly $8 billion of other people's money, gone. For one day, a rescue appeared. Binance signed a letter of intent to buy FTX. Then they looked at the books and walked away. On November 11th, the man who promised to give away his fortune signed it all away instead. FTX filed for bankruptcy. Sam resigned. In his place came John Ray, the man who'd cleaned up Enron. He would write that never in his career had he seen such a complete failure of corporate controls. A month later, Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested, extradited, and charged with 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy. One by one, his inner circle turned, including the woman who ran Alameda. On November 2nd, 2023, a jury found him guilty on every count. The following spring, the sentence, 25 years. The code never broke. The servers never failed. What failed was a belief that being brilliant is the same as being honest. FTX didn't fall because the future was wrong. It fell because one man decided the rules were for everyone else. Empires rarely fall from the outside. They rot from the belief that they cannot. I'm the archivist, until the next collapse, because the next one was selling a single drop of blood.